It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the Treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm. Coming up today, how being fat and not shaving your legs just might affect your relationship. Also, a fiery penis caught everybody's attention over the last handful of days for obvious reasons. And we're also going to choose our midlife crisis, although it sounds to me like one of us has already made that choice. We'll jump into that momentarily. But first, wanted to mention this to you. If you love what you hear today, be sure to share it with a friend on social media. Check it out on YouTube as well. Hit that share button from your favorite listening platform and send the Treehouse Show to a friend. Share it on social media or whatever you do. Share it. And together we can grow the Treehouse Show. Thank you very much. It is a time that seems to hit all of us at one point or another. If we're fortunate enough to make it to midlife, it hits us in different ways. Different people choose different paths. And apparently, Trey, you have chosen your midlife crisis.
See, I don't know if it's a midlife crisis. This is where I am at a profound. I am profoundly befuddled, and whether this is the next part of me actually growing up. I've talked about this before. One of the more interesting things about alcoholism and addiction is they say you quit maturing when you start drinking, and so basically, I was a 17-year-old until I was about 42. And many aspects of my life, and it rings true. I some of the very poor decisions I've made, some of the things I did, way I behaved, absolutely that of a 17-year-old. And so I don't know if I am in a midlife crisis. I don't know if this is the next evolution of my, grow up. Or I don't know if I've skipped midlife crisis and I've gone directly. I'm nearing senior citizen. I don't know. I am as befuddled as anyone else because some of the things I've done. Like I've one thing about me is for years my car always was an absolute wreck. I mean, just dirt, like just papers everywhere, just a mess. And I made the decision a couple of months ago. I'm like, I'm not going to do that anymore. Cleaned it out and I keep it immaculate. I even got a membership to a car wash. I get it washed at least once a week.
Wow.
My place, I make my bed every day. I clean like my Sundays. I get up, I walk, I go to church, and then I come home and then I make myself a nice brunch, and then I spend a lot of the day laundry and cleaning. So Friday, I woke up, and I have a nice new place, and I really enjoy it, and especially it's been the first place that I've had a second bedroom. So my podcast, all this stuff is not stuck in my living room or my bedroom. So that way I can keep everything much nicer. But I woke up, I think it was Friday, and I have a nice balcony, and I don't know where it came from. I'm like, I need to go buy plants.
You woke up Friday morning with a green thumb.
This just intrinsic need to go buy plants. I went to Lowe's. I went to Home Depot. I didn't see anything I liked. And I remember, there's a really nice nursery over there by Love Field. So I went over there. It's called Jackson's. I don't know. And it could, and neither Lowe's or Home Depot's, and I'm not knocking them. Customer service, not great, especially in that department. Because I have no idea. I literally have never had a plant before. So I am, you give me a dog, a cat, whatever. I can tell you, everything you need to do from puppy to birth to death. Plants, not a clue. And so
did you have any idea what kind of plant you wanted?
Nope.
Are you wanting a plant that you have to like talk to and like truly take care of? Like, are you looking for a
No,
friend that's green, or you're just wanting to make the place look nice?
I just felt like so one of the things I probably that spurred this on is I cleared out the last of stuff from my mother. There was one little tiny storage unit that I had left that I cleared out, and I had in there. There was a couple of nice brass flower pots. So I think that maybe, and so I got those. I put them on my patio, and I'm like, oh, I gotta buy plants. So then I went to this to the nursery, and this very nice lady, and I told her on the front end, I go, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm looking for. Uh
Mold me.
yeah.
I'm a 52-year-old man. What do I need? What do I want?
I'm like,
Did she just have like dollar signs in her eyes, like a cartoon, or was she just like just super really like I'm gonna guide you through this?
no, she was incredibly actually. I told her, I'm like, I don't want to spend a fortune. I'd like something that looks pretty, that if it doesn't need a ton of care. And
Were you looking for a plant or a new girlfriend?
well, I mean, with my luck, the new girlfriend would bloom and then die and never come back. So
Looking for something pretty that doesn't need a whole lot
yeah,
of care.
yeah. And I'll give it. Jackson's Home and Garden Center was a place because the woman could not have been nicer. I had finally, so she showed me around. I go, I know. I said I'd like a perennial. I know I want something that will come back every year.
Got it. So you're looking for, like you said, pretty. So you're looking more of an aesthetic type of plant versus something like you're not going into gardening. You're not trying to you're not trying to grow a pepper plant and get food
No,
off
I
of
mean,
it.
I still live in an apartment. I mean, uh, so yeah, I just wanted something that looked nice, and I could watch. So finally, she was like, well, these rose. I don't know if they're like trees or they're
Spoken
not.
like a spoken like a true plant man. I don't know if it's a tree or
Well, it's bigger. It's like so they're like a rose bush, but it's a long base. Like it almost looks like a little shrub, and then blooms on top. Anyway, so I got two of those.
uh,
They were on sale, and
is it the desert rose?
no, they're the called nitty gritty red rose.
Nitty gritty red rose.
Uh huh. Reaches 3 to 4 feet, 3 feet tall, 4 feet wide. Um, and they were on sale. So I was like, okay,
Perfect.
yeah,
And you got two.
I got two.
I'm proud of you. Congratulations. You got some plants.
I got some plants, and then I and the woman told me what I need to do, and I was like, do I need to repot them? She's like, actually, no, leave them there, and we've already pruned them, and they'll bloom once more, and then uh after they're done, then you have to trim them, and then when in the fall, she said, come back, get some potting soil, and then you can take them out of their pots and repot them, and
Gotcha.
okay, and then but then as a side note,
Hmm.
we had a little storm yesterday, and they blew over. And something I didn't really think about is rose bushes have thorns. So when I went to pick the one up, and it was blocking my door, so I was very limited as to my access. I screamed like a bitch because I had like 4 thorns in my hand.
Look, I'm not one to typically beat a metaphor to death, but I think in this instance it applies. You didn't just buy new plants. You bought you you bought the plant representation of all your romantic interest in your life. It's pretty, but it's got thorns and it's probably going to hurt you. I'm sorry.
No,
Um,
it's
uh,
very fair.
you know what?
At least it's potted and it can't just disappear and leave.
Again, it's an
And
extension
after
of you trying to
and,
fix. Not
and you know,
only is it a representation of the women you've dated, but you're trying to fix the plant because you can't fix the woman.
and you
And
know
one
what?
way to do that is to keep them from running away.
Maybe you're right, because after they fell over, I went and got some bungee straps and I strapped them to the balcony so they can't leave.
Man, that is all right. I don't think we can beat this metaphor to death, but I'm a little worried about your captives if they try to make a run for it.
They don't
What'd
bloom.
you
Those
get?
fuckers are in trouble.
I got a nice Stockholm rose. All right, kidding aside, it might be a combination of all three phases of life that you're talking about, because there's the midlife crisis, there's the old man era, and there is the just maturing side of things. And you may be, and getting these plants might be might be a combination of all three.
I've made this joke too. I don't remember if I made it to you, but I've made it to some other people that know me well enough to, uh, like Amy and my stepmother, Jackie, and I finally I have a place that it's like you walk in and go, oh, an adult lives here, and it looks nice, and it looks like they have their shit together.
I mean, they don't, but at least it looks that way. And isn't that really what adulthood is all about?
I think, before in my life, you walked in and you're like, okay, this person does not have their shit together. So at least now it looks like I have my shit together. And,
I think that's an essential part of growing up. Whether you have it together or not, it's just reaching a certain point in your life where it at least looks like you might.
Fake it till you make it.
Exactly. That's a lot of what adulting is. And most of us don't realize it till we hit a certain point and realize, oh my God, everyone that I looked up to when I was a kid, they didn't know what they were doing either. It was all fake it till you make it. It works that way with kids. It works that way with jobs. It works that way with everything. Anyone that tells you they've got everything figured out is full of it. They absolutely do not. Those are the people that worry me the most, because they're either delusional or they're just straight up lying. And so different people find the different sort of impetus for realizing that they don't have it all together. For most people, I think it's kids. You and I don't have kids, so we didn't have that same thing happen. We're like, oh, now I get it. I don't really know what I'm doing. And my parents didn't either. It's just trying to figure it out as you go, fake it till you make it, at least make the kid look good on the outside, because you can screw them up on the inside all you want, kind of like your apartment. So yeah, and then it's finding finding the thing that makes you realize that. You're like, yeah, I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go. And I kept mentioning this before, as far as like choosing your midlife crisis, because there's been this meme going around that I've seen the last month or so where millennials are now entering midlife. And so this running meme now is, all right, millennials, you're now of the age that it's time to choose your midlife crisis. And when you and I, were growing up, seeing our parents go through their midlife crises, if they did it, like my dad's midlife crisis was a little similar to yours, Trey. One of the first things he did was he went out and bought a plant. Now, his plant was marijuana, but still, it was a plant. He also got a 1982 Z28 Camaro. So those midlife crises that we saw as kids were more of the stereotypical, traditional, like dad can finally afford a sports car, so he goes and gets one, kind of a thing. He wanted, not mine. It's like, it's like if you ever wanted like a convertible Corvette, you couldn't afford it when you were 20 when you wanted it, but now that you're 45, you can afford it. And you're like, now I'm going to get it.
And it's funny you brought that example up, because if there's been one thing that I think literally midlife crises have ruined, it's Corvettes.
It really has. You can't be a middle-aged man and get the sports car of your dreams anymore, because then people think one of two things: tiny wiener, or it's just midlife crisis. You're acting out, your younger self's fantasies, or both. And so it's kind of ruined it. So I think what's happened is we've replaced that sports car with just a big ass truck. Now, maybe that's partly because we're from Texas, but at some point, you're like, you know what? I just want a big kick ass truck. I want it big and I want it awesome and just yeah. And you can get a big truck when you're younger, but if you want like all the bells and whistles, like if you want that King Ranch, you're gonna throw down some money.
Do you know how much like a King or like a Platinum F-250 costs now?
It's got to be over 100.
I think it's like 135.
Yeah, I mean that's whew. So I think like a really, it doesn't even have to be a sports car anymore. That's the ultimate stereotype, but it really is just buying or leasing, whatever, just getting a really nice car that you can afford, and it's sort of like I've made it. I'm an adult. It's not, but yeah, but so our stereotypical midlife crises aren't what they used to be. What we saw as a midlife crisis as a kid, like the convertible or an earring or something, there's so many more options now. So this meme that's been going around, millennials, it's time to choose your midlife crisis. There's all these other options now that can signal I'm going through the change. I'm hitting midlife. Things like making sourdough. Um, out of nowhere having a supplement obsession. Like if someone is all of a sudden talking about peptides left and right, oh boy, here we go. If someone gets into CrossFit, maybe not so much, but all of a sudden they're into health and fitness. All of a sudden they get into gardening hardcore, or they get into bird watching.
Now I don't think I've really gone overboard, but when I turned 50, I started, taking exercise a lot more seriously and working out regularly. And God knows I take a lot of supplements.
Part of the difference is how much you tell others about it. So you can do these things. Like if you're just going to the gym just because you want to, lower stress and just increase your quality of life by the time you're 80, that's one thing.
Well,
But if you're signaling it, especially on social media, or you're part of groups and things and that's where it's supposed to kind of carry over into the midlife crisis.
I mean, my primary deal in working out is twofold. Number one, look better. But number two, because I watched this with my parents, and my stepmom is the opposite of it. And she's almost 80 and she lives this active, full life. Both my dad and my stepmom, my dad and my mom, they were so sedentary that their bodies broke down. By the time they were in their early 70s, they were basically, mom was in a wheelchair and dad could hardly move, and I didn't want to end up like that. And listen, if I have a little bit of extra income, you make no mistake, I'm going to try the peptide thing, that and stem cells. I'm all over it.
So some of these other choose your midlife crises, there's a couple that are stereotyped still. Buy a sports car, divorce. Then you get into more 21st century stuff: hormone optimizing, skin and hair care obsessions, starting a farm, pickleball, dressing like a 2000s teen, having a panic baby. Like you're 43 and go, oh no. Or I guess that'd be more of a surprise baby. Low toxic living, gardening, going alcohol free. Now, for some people, that's different. Yours was a different situation. Some people are like, I'm just going to try, not having alcohol for a while and see what it feels like. That can also be a thing. Supplement obsessions. All of a sudden deciding I'm going to run a marathon.
No.
Buying a motorcycle.
Been there, done that.
Divorce.
Have to be married first.
Taking a year-long sabbatical.
I wish.
OnlyFans. Look, there's all sorts of new.
If
midlife
I
crisis.
had something I thought was I could sell on OnlyFans, make no mistake about it.
How are your feet? You've told me that you get a pedicure on occasion.
No,
Not OnlyFans worthy.
no.
On the other hand, I mean, only like some of this stuff, especially with feet, you can get real specific. If you have really hideous feet, there might be some people out there willing to spend money on that. Or are
Really
your feet just
hideous.
mid?
Yeah, I think they're very
Just
maybe above average, but they're
not
and
special enough to
honestly,
be awesome.
I even if I had, I don't know. I find feet just ugly in general, so I can't even fathom. I can't fathom any of that.
I get that. Like I assume I have feet that would be considered mid, I guess, because I don't think that they're pretty enough to be on like that upper echelon of like OnlyFans feet pick domination, but they're also not so hideous that it would just garner so much, general interest or morbid curiosity. I don't know how it works. I've never had a foot fetish. I assume though that like most things, if you have an extreme, you could probably make some money. If it's extremely beautiful, you could probably, have some fun with feet pics and putting pretty boas on them or something. But then if you had like some really hideous feet, like Quasimodo ringing the bell with no shoes on for 150 years, I'm sure there's some interest there too. But if you're in the middle like you and I are, then you're just probably stuck with trying to figure out something else.
Yeah.
Oh, and the one I left off that I think would be an obvious one as far as choosing a midlife crisis, starting a podcast.
I've done a lot of these things, and I had hot blonde that was 10 years younger than me, and
That's
that did,
another one. That was another one on there. Now yours was a little different. One of the other ones I saw was start dating a 23-year-old. Yours was not 23, but still 10 years younger.
yeah, maybe that was the problem. I need to, maybe 20 years younger is
That's what it is. You didn't go young enough.
yeah. I made the mistake of thinking that older meant mature and stable, and man, was I fucking wrong.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. To get your free roof inspection scheduled today, call it right now, actually. 833-COOK-DFW. That's 833-COOK-DFW. The website is cookdfw.com, serving all of North Texas. They can help you out. Friends, family, your roof, their roof, whatever the case, give them a call today. Have them out to have it checked. Absolutely free. 833-COOK-DFW, or again, that website, cookdfw.com. All right, today is Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. Birthdays today. Jane Lynch, Emmy-winning actress, best known for Glee. She was also in The 40-Year-Old Virgin, Only Murders in the Building. The newer version of Whose Line Is It Anyway? Jane Lynch is 66.
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights, also that. She's been in so many things. It's hard to pinpoint and remember all of them.
She
Jane
is
Lynch, 66 today.
underrated actress, comedian. I mean, she's fantastic.
Her delivery with some things, not everything, but her delivery with some things comedically is so bone dry at times. It's a thing of beauty. I love a good dry delivery, and she's got that going on. She is 66 today. Matthew Fox is 60. He's best known as Jack Shepherd on Lost. Before that, he was the oldest brother on Party of Five.
I know who you're talking. I know who that is. So this is. I don't know why it's all of a sudden come around in my queue. Our suggestions is Lost. Did you ever watch Lost?
I never watched Lost. When Tara and I first started dating, she watched Lost, and so I watched some episodes early on with her, and then I just kind of fell out of it. But I mean, no more than a couple episodes. I think it wasn't a show that I watched.
So it was in that time frame where I was busy drinking and didn't watch any TV, and
unless it was on at the Loon.
Yeah. So I'm just now getting into Game of Thrones. But yeah, and there's I remember people really liked the show, and it seemed it, and the cast was phenomenal. I just there's only so much time.
That's very true. And the older we get, the 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 older we get, the less alluring a network show is, because all of our attention spans are decreasing, due in part to social media, but also due in part to um, I think there's been a shift in what we consider to be quality programming, especially when it comes to a quote unquote television show, like just not a movie, right? So television shows nowadays, if it's on a streaming platform and there's 8 to 10 episodes, I have a higher bar. I have a higher set of expectations for that than I do if I'm watching a CSI or NCIS offshoot on CBS or NBC that's going to pump out 18 to 24 episodes a year. Like, my bar on network TV is so low now. So I actually equate more episodes with lower quality now.
I don't. I just think it's lazy.
There might be some truth to that as well.
I mean, well, I'll say this. It makes me appreciate the good network shows that we have seen over our life, and the fact they did pump out 22 to 24 episodes a year, and you go,
Yeah.
well, you lazy bastards that are only doing 8 to 10, and let's not, here's the other thing. Now, here's one thing that really pisses me off. Yeah, okay, if they're only doing 8 to 10, but then there's like 2 years in between seasons. I mean, that is double lazy. And part of the problem is there's so many projects, and the writing pool, it only has so much. But I do feel like if you're only doing 8 to 10 episodes, you should at least be able to spit out a season a year.
And with those tweeners, it's difficult to figure out what it is. And what I mean by that is this. When you've got a show that's 8 to 10 episodes, is it a short television show for a season, or are you making a long movie?
Well, is it something you just don't have anymore? Miniseries.
Mm-hmm. And that's in essence what we're all watching the most of now. Like Game of Thrones was a mini series, basically.
Yeah,
as far as season length kind of a thing is concerned, right? Because like if you were to go back and like, do you know how many episodes or seasons whatever Lonesome Dove was? I don't. I don't. But that's one of the biggest miniseries of our age group. But a miniseries was typically what, like one season, 8 episodes, maybe something like that. Yeah. That's kind of in essence what the new television model is. It's a miniseries with more than one season. But again, it really does boil down to, when you have that, is, am I making a long movie or am I making a short television show that people are used to? And there's a difference, because sometimes we can see them and be like, you know what? This show that I just watched, that was 8 episodes, that could have just been one hour and a half movie, and it would have been way better. Some shows might have been 8 episodes and thought, man, there's more to this. I want like a 20 episode thing of this. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
But I'll say this. I appreciate good writing more than ever. But here's another thing, complete side. Do you know you can play games on Netflix now?
I saw that a while back, that it's got a whole gaming center. Yeah.
Yeah. So you scan it. This is I at some point probably sad, because there's all sorts of games, but you basically scan a QR code or you download the app, and then your phone turns into a game controller.
Okay.
I played Tetris last night for the first time in ages.
On Netflix?
Uh-huh.
Using the phone as the game controller.
Uh-huh.
I think there's just a Tetris app that you can just play on your phone directly. Whatever. If
Yeah,
it
but
makes
it's
you
more
happy,
fun
I'm a
when you
happy
actually,
boy.
on a big TV.
I'm with you there. Like Tara still has like her Super Nintendo, and I've still got a PS4. So it's like I can appreciate playing the game kind of thing, doing it old school with like a controller. But yeah, no, I didn't realize that when you download the game on Netflix that you could use your phone as a controller. It makes sense.
Well, you don't even have to download the game. You just download an app that turns your phone into a controller.
Got it. Okay.
Just interesting side note.
Anyway, Matthew Fox is 60. Other birthdays today. This is a good one. Jackie Earle Haley is 65. This is one of those interesting Hollywood stories where he started out really good, and then there was a whole lot of whatever happened to him. And then all of a sudden, he was in lots of stuff. Jackie Earle Haley was an Oscar-nominated actor known for Little Children and The Bad News Bears. This is the kid that was smoking cigarettes on the mound, throwing fastballs in Bad News Bears.
Yep.
And so he did a bunch of stuff as a younger actor and then nothing for such a long time. And then he was in The Watchmen. And that Watchmen movie was mostly a cult hit. It wasn't a massive box office thing, but it was very popular on the cult side of things. And he was Rorschach in that. And that kind of gave a resurgence to his career. And then he became the new Freddy. It's kind of cool. So he's done some more stuff as he's like his career had like a second swing to it, which I'm happy about. Dude's a phenomenal actor. He is 65 today. Jackie Earle Haley. I know this gets brought up a lot, and I can't help but lean into it right now because it is the Bad News Bears. If they tried to remake the Bad News Bears today, could it even come close to comparing? Unless they actually have the kids smoking, while they're playing third base or something like they did in the original, or are they hitting vape pens in the dugout or something? I'm not sure what it would look like, but I mean, if you don't have the actual bad in that, it wouldn't even be worth it, right? Could you do it today?
Even though you're kind of seeing a resurgence of Hollywood going back to lesser sensitivity, I still don't know that you could pull that one off. There's a lot of movies, I feel like late 70s, early 80s that you could not remake.
Just too many sensitivities these days.
Yeah. And I mean, and honestly, I mean, yeah, just there were, I mean, there's no way you could make Blazing Saddles always is the first and foremost that comes to mind of,
right.
There's no way. Even I don't even think Mel Brooks could get away with it again.
Yeah. And for Blazing Saddles, it's that way just because of racism across all demographics and age groups, right? Whereas something like Bad News Bears, the idea is you're having children do all these really terrible and questionable things. And today's standards, I don't think you can get away with kids even being portrayed as doing some of those things. Like you've got in Bad News Bears, I mean, you've got Jackie Earle Haley sucking lung darts before he throws a 2-2 fastball. And how do you recreate that, with a Gen Alpha kid who's 13? Like, is he shoving a Zen pouch up his ass before he throws the opening pitch? I mean, that's about as close as I can think of. And you certainly can't show that.
This is gonna be one of the few times I'm gonna flip on the other side. And it's probably wise that you shouldn't remake those movies because it wasn't a good example for us to have, Bad News. Caddyshack, they're smoking, they're gambling. I mean, it's things we should not have been doing. We're fueled by stuff like that. So maybe that is one sensitivity that we have evolved a little bit, and we're not showing kids smoking and drinking and gambling and
throwing baby Ruths into the community pool.
Uh-huh. That'd still be funny.
Some things are timeless.
Yeah.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by our Patreon. If you would like more Treehouse in your life today, subscriber-only content, bonus stuff, video, go to patreon.com/treehouseonair. Once you're there, you can subscribe to 3 different levels to get more Treehouse: Treehouse Plus, Super Plus, and Ultimate Treehouse. Patreon.com/treehouseonair, which reminds me, we have a new Ultimate Treehouse subscriber. I want to say hi to Aaron Harris. Hi, Aaron. Thank you very much for subscribing to Ultimate Treehouse. We appreciate you, bud. You too can do that. You can, if you have Treehouse Plus, you can upgrade to Super or Ultimate, or you can do whatever you want once you're in there. Just go to patreon.com/treehouseonair to get more Treehouse today. Thank you very much.
Thanks, AA Ron.
What?
AA Ron.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Before we get to fire penis, I know that's hot on people's minds. Before we get to fire penis, we need to talk about this. Some things might affect your relationship that you may not realize. For others, it's going to be real goddamn obvious. This is a great example of that. Trey found an interesting story on Reddit where a woman starts out by saying, "He cheated with a 20-year-old because I'm fat and don't shave my legs." Not to put on too big of a Captain Obvious hat, but I think we know the problem.
Yeah, that really, you just kind of full stop. And more than, if you said, gain some weight, whatever. Okay, well, but not shaving your legs. Ooh. Ooh.
That's one of those things where you don't think about early on in a relationship. You don't think about, at some point we might get comfortable in the relationship, but how comfortable are you planning on getting? Because we should probably be on the same page with a number of things, including if you're going to go au natural at some point, I need to know that really early on.
Yeah. It may be sexist. It may be whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to feel hairy legs on a woman. I'm just, no.
It's okay to have preferences, Trey. That's kind of the way I see it. That's a preference thing. If that's not what you want, then fine. If you want to be a hairy-legged Sasquatch woman, then find you a man that loves it, and you will be happy, and so will he. But do not message Trey. He is not your person.
I think you're going to have a hard time finding. I think the guys that love hairy Sasquatch women are few. I think they're very much in the minority.
They are, unless you know where to find them. Like if you feel like going to Yellowstone for a couple of years, you might find someone out there that's like, "Oh yeah, give me that." Or go on one of those, like guys that live on the Alaskan frontier. They might be all about it. Might be very practical to him.
Maybe they have cruises for, hairy women lover.
You know what? They got cruises for everything else.
So and evidently, if you're on a gay cruise and you're really shocked that you can't get into a lot of Muslim countries.
What do you mean I can't check out this protocol? Oh, you don't. This is not the place for you.
That's a whole nother. Just the number of people that are shocked on that cruise and shocked that they can't get into Turkey and Egypt. And listen, I don't care your politics. That's not Trump's fault.
No, they were like that already.
You've been sold a bill of goods on how Muslim countries feel about your lifestyle. They don't like it. Yeah. They'll gravity check you for it. Yeah. Don't be shocked.
Yeah, look. There are things you can point fingers at all day, but that's one that's not changing anytime soon, and that's not one person's fault. But in this case, where this woman who's in her late 30s or early 40s, we're not sure which, you have a woman here who says she says he cheated with a 20-year-old because I'm fat and don't shave my legs. I am fat, she says. That's true. but not obese or anything. But definitely not like the 20-year-old he's effing, not after 3 kids. He told me himself. I had no idea. Then he started talking about separation. No apologies. I guess he did say sorry, but he didn't mean it. No remorse. No, can we fight for our marriage? Mostly blamed me for not shaving my legs and for letting myself go. I told him that we can work it out. He was bewildered, is the right word. Said he already cheated. We can't work it out. I told him we can if we go to therapy, and he stopped chasing 20-year-olds. He asked if I had forgiven him, and I said no, but I can if he put in the effort. He said he would never have forgiven me if I had cheated, so he can't believe that I will. This is screaming. This guy wants out, but wants her to make the call, and he's so committed to getting out of this relationship. He cheated, told her he cheated, and is like, you want to leave me now? Yes. And she said no. He's like, well, shit. He thought that would do it, and it's not working out in the way he thought.
Well, like I said, I understand you've put on weight. It happens to everyone. But I feel like if you quit shaving your legs, you've quit doing a lot of things, and there's some things you maybe just can't unsee
Or unfeel.
Yeah. But yeah, he clearly he clearly wants out, and he just doesn't want to actually be the one to do it.
No, but he's doing everything but that. He's cheating on her. He's telling her he's cheating on her. He's telling her she looks gross to him and that it's her fault. He's doing everything but drop the hammer on the relationship. She goes on in her post. She says, for context, he's been cheated on before, but he did leave as soon as he found out. I thought he was very anti-cheating, and he was, but I guess not now. The only reason I can even write it all down is because I was already in therapy, and she helped me process it all. My depression is a reason I let myself go, but I never denied him sex. He was mostly not interested. Which on that side, that tells me that it doesn't sound like she was initiating either.
Well, but this, also, this isn't just, there's some stubble down there. I mean, clearly she's got full on, I mean, she looks like a dude.
Yeah, she's. She goes on to say he himself admits that there is no future with the 20-year-old, but he likes her, and he likes effing her, and he wants to do that as long as possible. God, she finally says, not finally, but in conclusion, she says, the humiliation I feel is just so overpowering. He did tell me to shave my legs once, and I kind of blew up on him for being shallow. I feel regret now. Here's my advice that she did not ask for. Go to the gym. Watch what you eat. If you want to shave your legs, shave your legs. Whatever the case is.
Shave. Not if you want, shave.
And go find you a new dude. This dude wants nothing to do with this relationship or you anymore. You will be better off without him.
And
go do some stuff for you now. If that's shaving your legs and you want to do it, do it. If you want to go to the gym and look better, do it. If you want to lay in bed and be a hairy blob that weighs 600 pounds and you're happy, my God, more power to you. Just don't call me when you need to be extricated to go to the hospital.
No, you can have your own reality show at that point. But here's the other thing. After you shave your legs, I am sure you need to at least go get a wax. Probably just need to shave it, but because if you're not shaving your legs, you're not shaving other things or keeping it trimmed, and so you probably look like a Sasquatch down there. No one likes that. At least get it trimmed up.
Yeah,
probably need to wash it too.
Oh, definitely need to wash it. Yeah, if the hair is from one area and the hair on the legs are connecting, it has gone too far. Now, that's for most people. Look, leg shaving didn't even used to be a thing until like the early 20th century. I'm glad it
Well,
is now. Like, I
you-
suppose, I guess I saw this the other day. It was basically a way to sell more razors. Like Gillette, like their ad agency or whatever, was like, hey, we need to sell more razors. How can we do that? I know. Let's make it a mainstream thing that women are expected to shave their legs. Now we can sell razors to women as well. And that's kind of what happened.
you
And I'm
know,
okay with it.
toothbrushes weren't really a thing either. That that doesn't mean that you shouldn't use one or
Yeah.
not using one is okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that going back to gingivitis land is au naturel. Just because something is going back in time doesn't mean it's getting back to who you are. Sometimes it's just, regressing. You know what I mean? This dude wants nothing to do with this relationship. So whatever you do, ma'am, going forward, do it for yourself, not for this guy. This guy wants nothing to do with this relationship. And I don't know if that would have mattered even if you weren't fat and didn't shave your legs.
You sound like Will Smith in Men in Black after he zaps that girl and tells her, go get the lobster in Thailand or whatever. Get some clothes, and get a makeover.
Yeah. And finally today, this is a sentence I never thought I would say. Have you ever been so mad at somebody that you cut off your penis and used it to set their garage on fire?
I can't say that I have. And I've been very angry with some people, but
Now
cutting
let
off
me
my
ask
own
you.
body parts never crossed my mind.
Right. Now let me make this question a little more pointed. Have you ever been so angry at your mother that you cut off your penis and you used it to set her garage on fire?
Yeah, no, and I feel like I am an expert in being pissed off at your mother, but no. And how exactly do you do that? You like stick a candle in the pee hole? What?
A black cat.
Yeah, a Roman candle.
Some C4. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was a story that pardon the pun, but caught fire last week for obvious reasons, and it should. An Indiana man cut off his penis and used it to set his mother's garage on fire. I have never been that angry. And don't get me wrong, I have been really angry at things or even people in my life. I think deservedly so. But I have never been so mad that I cut off an appendage and used it as kindling to start a fire. I've been
Especially
mad
your
enough
penis.
at some people that I've thought about burning down their house, but not with anything of mine.
I've thought about cutting off their body parts and burning stuff to the ground, but not my own.
Same. So prosecutors charged a Fort Wayne, Indiana man with arson after he was accused of cutting off his wiener and using it to burn down his mom's garage. Christopher Peden, 36, was due in court back in May for the fire in the detached garage on his mother's property. A fire investigator got to the home to investigate an incident. According to the affidavit, his mom and brother lived at the home. They informed investigators that the garage had no electricity and only a small gas can for the lawnmower. His brother also reported that Christopher Peden was nowhere to be found. Sometime later, police found an injured man claiming he'd been stabbed in downtown Fort Wayne. While investigating the stabbing, police connected him to being the missing person from the garage fire. Medics rushed him to the hospital for treatment, where the affidavit said he confessed to police that he was dishonest about the stabbing and that he wanted to be truthful. I imagine there's a number of people in this world that think cutting off the penis might actually make men more truthful. Seems to be accurate in this case. Police say he admitted to the fire. He told officers he went to his mother's garage around 2 a.m., cut off his penis with a kitchen knife. From there, he reportedly poured gasoline on it and set it on fire on the floor of the garage just inside the door. Then after starting the fire, he walked away from the property and let the fire burn. I don't even know how you walk. Collected as evidence at the scene, the red gasoline container, lighters, and a knife. And it turned out to be a pretty big fire too, because police also noted in the same affidavit that the fire also damaged 2 additional properties and 2 vehicles. But
what was he trying? I mean, he's like, see, Mom, I didn't go blind. What? What?
There's so many questions with this story, like not the least of which is, what did she do? I want to know what he thinks was so bad that was an equal and proportional response.
How much meth was involved?
A fair question as well. The story does not say, but you just know that it had to be either drug-induced or some sort of schizophrenic episode, or maybe both.
Well, it's like it'll come out because there was a story months ago about a guy, I think it was in California, who like cut off his own penis, and then they came out with I want to say maybe it was autopsy results. I don't remember if he died or not, but
he died.
High amounts of meth were involved. Like,
I believe they call it like an alarming lethal amount of meth involved in that case. Yeah.
Because I mean, as someone who has suffered through bipolar, depression, everything, alcoholism, but if there's one thing guys for the most really hold near and dear, it's their junk.
Mm-hmm. That I believe that is a very fine line of demarcation of your mental health. You can have issues all the way up to, do you feel the need to cut off your own junk? As long as you're beneath that line, maybe some things are manageable. But if you go into a therapy session and they ask you, have you ever considered harming yourself and others? And you're like, yeah. And they go, well, tell me more about that. It's like, well, I thought about cutting off my penis, setting it on fire in my mom's garage. I hope at that point you get committed somewhere, because that is beyond the line of normal mental health, I think.
I feel like Ed Gein is this guy's role model.
Even Ed Gein didn't cut off his own. Even Ed Gein didn't cross that line. And multiple movies have been made about him.
He tucked it back, but he still kept it on.
That's right. He'll tuck it, but he'll keep it. Thank you very much. For all things Treehouse, treehouseonair.com. And again, if you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend from your favorite listening platform. Hit that share button. Send it to someone you love or care about or needs a laugh. Share it on social media, and together let's grow the Treehouse Show. Also, give us a follow on social media or YouTube. At Treehouse On Air is the handle for both. At Treehouse On Air. And we will see you next time right here inside the Treehouse with all of our appendages. Thank you very much.